All right.
We have
Hello.
some technical problem.
What's up, cutie?
Nothing much. I'm ready to live stream.
Me too. Let's get this party started.
Here we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the PTZOptics live show.
Got a super exciting show lined up for you guys today regarding Wirecast. This is for you lovers.
We have some great new news for everybody who's a nonprofit, a church, or an organization that can use this type of technology to fundraise, whether you have contributors online or people who just want to support your cause and accept donations. And it's just a really cool new thing out there for Facebook and YouTube. So we're going to talk all about it today.
So cool that we're able to do this kind of stuff with these platforms. We talked briefly in our last show on Monday on Stream Geeks about different types of ways that people can accept monetary donations for nonprofits and churches, like the ones that are displayed in this little image over here for you.
Yeah, some of those PushPay, PayPal, and Tith.ly are traditional online digital donation platforms. And I suggest any organization that's thinking about live streaming and getting their word out there, whether it's on social media or their website, to have a digital donation, platform in place. Social media and using that to accept donations is really just, let's call it the cherry on top, if you will, where you can actually accept donations directly through Facebook and YouTube. Today we're talking about Facebook, but YouTube also is announcing a new way to accept donations through what they call Super Chats for Good. You may see the Super Chat on YouTube. There's a little pay button in the chat room. Well, they're offering something called Super Chat for Good now, allowing any channel to donate all of their Super Chats directly to their favorite charity. And then on the Facebook side, Andrew Haley is joining us today from Wirecast, and he's going to tell us a little bit about the way Facebook's donation platform works. But both of these major social media networks are allowing charities and nonprofits to raise funds without taking a cent. So 100% of the funds go directly to the charities. So this is a great way to combine live streaming, your message, with the world and collect donations and contributions.
We have recently started a House of Worship user group that we wanted to remind you guys is there. So if you are interested in House of Worship based streaming, you're definitely going to want to join that. It's facebook.com/group/church streamers.
Yep, it's called. You can search for churches that live stream, and we've been working with so many great churches out there. And we just shared a video on this topic, really just talking about how to get set up as a 501c on Facebook, how to choose the category as a nonprofit, and get all the things that you need in place to accept these wonderful donations. In fact, I just want to tell a short story. We were live streaming a fashion show, and we were doing this for a local community effort here in Westchester, Pennsylvania, and there was a charity involved. Tess tagged the charity, and it automatically said, "Would you like to accept donations for this charity?" And we raised $100, not even planning to do so. So you can actually raise a lot of money online for your favorite charity. And this was on behalf of the charity.
Right. We weren't even signed on as the charity's page. So it was really cool.
It's really, really cool. But without further ado, let's introduce Andrew Haley, who's going to give us a sneak peek at the Wirecast 11 beta, which has built in some of these tools directly into the platform. Hi, Andrew.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me on.
It's always great to have you, Andrew. You're such an expert in all things live streaming, and Wirecast specifically is always kind of on the cutting edge when it comes to Facebook integrations. And here we are talking about another really fun one, the donations kind of API, if you will.
That's right. And actually, I have one slight correction. It's not actually in beta anymore. It's now out there. Wirecast 11 is out and available now, and we're working on the 12 beta now.
Wow.
Wow, that's awesome. Congratulations, because can you give us a brief overview of the things that were new in 11?
So the main things that came out with Wirecast 11 was we introduced stinger transitions. So you can now, bring in custom transitions, video files that you want to sort of make your own transitions. So we actually released 3 free ones, which you can do, but you could, of course, get your own any MOV file, or there's a bunch of transition packs out there you could use and make some really cool, fun transitions in Wirecast. And then we also brought in things like the Facebook donate button, which was a big one. We brought back simple build-in, build-out animations for any element inside Wirecast. So if you wanted to fly on the screen and spin in and fly off to the left and spin off, you can do all that with any source or element that you've brought into your project. So those are some of the big ones. I'll have to go see the whole list to remember everything that came out with 11, but
No,
those are
thanks.
just a few of the ones.
Thank you for that. And the Facebook donate button, I think, for churches, for nonprofits, that's such a big one that can't be understated. I know you prepared a video for us. Should we show it off and show people the tutorial?
Sure. This is just a quick 4 or 5 minute video on how it works. And we can get back and talk a little bit more about some of the rules and details on how it works.
Awesome. Let's do it.
Okay, I'm going to show you the new feature using the Facebook donate button inside of Wirecast for all your Facebook live streams. So if you're raising money for charity or for a nonprofit or a church, this is a great way to raise money and get donations on your live streams. Now, the first thing you need to do is make sure that your page has permission from Facebook to receive donations on live streams. In other words, Facebook needs to verify you that you are in fact a 501c3 and that you can and are eligible to receive profitable and charitable donations. And then they will allow you to put the donate button below your live streams. So keep that in mind. You should apply and register your page and your nonprofit organization at the donate.fb.com website. So let me show you that real fast. It's donations.fb.com. So you would sign up here. This will give you the rules. You basically need to make sure that your page has to be already designated as a nonprofit. So my profile here, for example, or my public page is not designated that way. But if you were the administrator on your church's web page or Facebook page, then you should sign up there at donations.fb.com. Once you get that permission, then Facebook basically whitelists your page, your church's page or your nonprofit's page. And then as the administrator or someone who's allowed to stream to that page, then when you inside of Wirecast activate the donate button for any live broadcasts or live streams going to Facebook, to your page, then you have the option of including a donate button right there, right underneath the live stream. So I'm going to show you kind of how that works. So first, once again, make sure your page is whitelisted, that you have applied and received permission from Facebook to receive donations on live broadcasts on that page, which will then give you the ability to display the donate button. The next step is inside of Wirecast, when you are setting up your live broadcast, make sure, of course, you plug in all your cameras and your sources and all the rest of it. Right here, I just have a very blank document with no cameras or anything like that, but I'm just going to show you what it looks like, how to set up a donate button on your broadcast. Then under the output settings, select Facebook Live as your destination. Authenticate into your account. So we'll click authenticate. If you haven't already logged in, it'll ask for your username and password. Once you do that, you're going to select the page that you are eligible to receive donations on. So I don't have a nonprofit or 501c3 or church page here, but I'm just going to select this page, which is our verified page. And then you can see here under the advanced options, you have this box that says show donate button. So show the donate button is what you would check, and then you need to enter your Facebook charity ID number. This would be a number that you would get when you apply to receive donations at the website I showed you, donations.fb.com. Once you have your number, you would enter it into this box. It's typically a 17-digit number or so, and then hit OK, and that will basically tell Facebook which charity this button is supposed to go to, or all donations are supposed to go to. Then, as normal, you set up the rest of your live stream, and description, stream, right? So then that's basically it. All you need to do is associate your donate button with the correct live stream. Make sure that that number is entered. Hit OK. Hit create. In this case, I'm just going to stream to my personal page. And once you start streaming, on Facebook, you will see a Facebook donate button right under your broadcast. Now, in this example here, because I'm not set up as a charitable or nonprofit organization, you will not see a donate button. But right here where this boost button is, you'll see a big donate button on any live broadcasts. And that's it. It's basically that simple. You just need permission and your charity number, and then inside Wirecast, you just enter that number and check whether or not you want to show the donate button during your live broadcast.
So cool. Thank you for preparing that, Andrew. I just think it's so great because now, I'm guessing that if you have that information, that 17-digit number, can you just like have it in there so every time your church broadcasts, it's just the donate button will pop up?
Yeah, absolutely. So you notice that you've got the show it or not show it, but you can leave the charity ID number in there indefinitely for any of your projects. So it's always there if you need it, or if you're ready to just do a fund drive or some sort of donation drive. Now, it's important to remember a couple things that about the donation feature on Facebook Live as opposed to the donate button on Facebook in general. They don't act quite the same way. The Facebook Live donate button has different permissions, different requirements than just the standard donate button. So do you remember when you guys had said you just tagged, your church or a charity in one of your posts and you were able to raise money for them on the fly? That is a feature that Facebook's had for a long time and can actually allow you to post anywhere and raise money for any charity. So if you I'll show you on my desktop real quick here, but if anybody goes to say, to their Facebook page and goes to facebook.com/fundraisers, you can raise money without being verified, without being an admin on a 501c3 page or anything. You can even raise money for yourself or for a friend or for, a nonprofit like a church. So once you choose like a nonprofit, you can actually search, and there's a whole database of nonprofits that you could select from. And you could basically create a post right now, right today, and start raising money for a cause that you believe in, or even if it's just, like I said, a friend or somebody. That is not the case with your live stream donate buttons.
Right.
Those are more tightly controlled, and you have to get permission ahead of time, and they'll only appear on a page that you have administrative credential access to, or that you're an editor on, and that has been pre-verified by Facebook as being a valid 501c3. And at this time, Facebook Live donation buttons cannot go to personal causes or to friends. They have to go to nonprofits and 501c3s.
Very interesting. Michael, could you play a video that I actually recorded a small video recently on our Stream Geek show on Monday. Mike's going to play it, and I'll just talk over it. But I wanted to show one of the cool things about donating while you're live. So Mike, go ahead and play that video. And so this is just scheduling a post in Facebook, and you can, select the nonprofit that you want the donate button to go to. And we donated to the church that I attend here in Westchester, Pennsylvania. And I just wanted to show the process here because it's really interesting how when you donate, you actually have the ability to share the fact that you've donated. So here you see I hit the donate button, and then what comes up is a standard credit card. You can select PayPal, Visa, MasterCard, American Express. And then I went ahead and donated $20 to my church just for testing purposes. But you can see that little cog there. It says you can post to the audience. And what that's saying is, do you want the entire live stream audience to know that you just donated, or do you just want it to be a private donation? So there's some interesting, abilities to decide from a privacy perspective who you want to know. And then once you've done that, it actually gives you the ability to, you can see here, I can actually share, and I went ahead and did this. I just shared on my timeline that I just donated to the cause that I love. So when done correctly, you can actually inspire people to donate to you, but also inspire people to share the fact that they've donated to you and potentially get your live stream out to a larger audience by having everyone post the fact that they shared. So it's really a powerful thing, especially the way humans are now. We're so tribal, we really are.
Everything is being
know,
part of a community.
So communal, like especially on Facebook. Like if I see that one of my close friends just donated $20 to a cause, I'm much more likely to join that close friend than just being prompted independently. So that's I just wanted to show that really quickly. And then on the YouTube side of things, you can click the donation button and you can donate directly to nonprofits. Just like Andrew was saying, Google, the same way as Facebook, has a database of registered 501(c)s, and as soon as you are in that database, you can donate with a card, or you can also coming soon. You should check this, Andrew. I'd be interested to know if you have this feature yet, but it's called Super Chat for Good, and we don't have it yet. We just have the regular Super Chat, but Super Chat for Good is supposedly being rolled out in small groups in YouTube right now, and I'm sure by 2019 everyone will probably have it.
Yeah, I think that will definitely be coming, as well as we can integrate more deeply with YouTube as well as Facebook. And I love that you pointed out that the live create tool on Facebook actually does the same thing as the facebook.com/donation tool for posts. It does it for live things. So that is a way to get more control over your donation buttons on live streams, I believe. And you can do that similarly with any 501(c)(3) that's registered with Facebook, and you should be able to access. So if you want to do a fundraiser for your favorite charity, World Wildlife Fund or St. Jude's Children's Hospital or something like that, you should be able to go live now and set that up with a donate button on that stream. But you have to do that by creating the whole event through the Facebook website and the live create tool. Right now, they don't allow third-party softwares like us to access or set those up through the API. So we have a little more limited functionality when it comes to our donation integration because it's coming through the API side. And I think they've really locked down on sort of all the searchable access and database mining that could happen, due to stuff like the Cambridge Analytica. So if you really want to open that up a little bit more, then I think the way you showed it in your video is probably going to give people the most control over any particular donation drive that they want to do. However, if they are the admin on a page that is a 501(c)(3), then they should have access to that right within the Wirecast through the API.
Yeah, and I always suggest scheduling live streams both on YouTube and Facebook for multiple reasons. One is that, from a third-party perspective, as Wirecast is to Facebook, I believe if you select Facebook Live, you can only stream to Facebook Live. Whereas if you're using the custom RTMP streams, you can kind of skate around the rules a little bit and stream to YouTube and Facebook at the same time, for example. But also just the ability to create those saved, have that scheduled post, have the countdown. When the countdown's going, it notifies everyone who likes your page. So I always suggest scheduling your post if you can on YouTube and Facebook.
Definitely.
Well,
and you can schedule them as well through tools like Wirecast, but it's just, you've got a great point there. You absolutely can. Yeah, I mean, it is the point that I'm trying to make is that I think there's not full parity between signing in through a browser and all the tools that gives you just on their site, both in YouTube and Facebook, as opposed to signing in through a third party. So there's some, it's just some sort of trade-offs there that you just have to manage depending on the features you're looking for. But scheduling in advance is always a good idea just for marketing and getting your fans to let them know when to show up and where. And then in the meantime, we'll keep adding as much as we can, and as many bells and whistles as we can that they allow us to through the APIs.
Well, I know we're getting a lot of questions in the chat, So what I'd like to do is go to our post-show podcast. Andrew said he'd join us, and we're going to answer all the questions, and then we're going to have a little bit more, less of a presentation, more of a conversation over on the podcast. So stick around if you're interested, and we will get to your questions in the post-show. So thank you for watching, everybody. I hope this was helpful, and we'll see you guys soon.
Thanks, Andrew.
Thanks, Andrew.
Bye. See you soon. I think we beat him to the podcast studio. All right, Deverly, thank